the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alderman Helms.
Here.
Alderman Burton. Here. Alderman Rudolph.
Here.
Alderman Hacker.
Make a motion to approve the special meeting agenda.
Motion made, second, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion passed. Alright. New business before the board, procurement of the snow plow truck replacement. Who wants to reiterate or start on that?
So, since you're a little bit under the weather, I'll address this somewhat. At our last meeting, we had a presentation of the repairs for our white large dump truck, and the decision was made then not to proceed because they were excessive and ongoing. So the money spent on that would be considered to be wasted. There are a lot of components of the truck that weren't working well, so we made a decision to remove that property from our fleet and list it with Purple Wave, and then proceed forward for purchase of a new vehicle, not necessarily a new vehicle, but a vehicle that is new to us, which would lead us in a couple of different directions. One is a complete truck plow spreader unit, and the other would be component purchases with a plow, or excuse me, a blade or plow, and the spreader, and then a separate vehicle. The issues connected with this are the full unit is in the area of between $25,000 and $30,000. Is that correct, Adam?
No, you're talking about which one?
There are several that you come up, and so there are a couple issues that I want to bring before the board. One of them is that in looking at plow spreader components, usually they're listed with, if you look on Facebook Marketplace or some other areas, you look at the truck and they're almost completely rusted out. The front wheel wells are rusted out, the bed's rusted out, the front's rusted out. It's pretty rare to see one that isn't intact. Ours had that same issue with, since you're using salt, it's going to corrode excessively the undercarriage of any vehicle that we get. So the one side of the coin is you get something that doesn't have rust on it, that has newer components, and start out fresh. The other is, since you know that's going to happen, then don't spend that much money on it and get some components, which would be a blade spreader unit and a truck that's a little bit older that's going to cost us less money, because one, it's going to run us the blades, plows that I've looked at with Adam usually run under $3,000. And but the attachments for whatever vehicle may not always be there, but the controls are there, the electric switches, which would be the control for it, is there, and lights, over the blade, they're all there. So those are the two sides of the coin. And the thing that puts pressure on us all is that we have weather moving in that we need to address this quickly, so that we don't put the city in a bind.
So to dovetail on that, the idea at the last meeting was to shop.
Right.
See what we can get for the equipment that we have,
Yes.
and apply those monies toward the new purchase, or purchase of another one.
Right.
And then we had to decide on the different types of models, and I think we had two that we were choosing from, right? We got kind of down to,
Well, yeah, well, for vehicles that hadn't found, yes.
Yeah.
And then there were other units, which were the blades and the spreader and things, but that there's probably not enough time to integrate that with the truck we have, unless we use my truck and buy stuff that'll fit a Ford.
so then the meeting tonight is to decide to purchase?
We need to come up with an idea of what we want to spend and what we need to do before this hits. You know,
And Adam's done some lead work in contacting our bank to see what they can help us with on a note and payments for it. And of course, the payments are gonna vary with what the total expense is.
yeah, every total amount line will be different. So MRV had a pretty good rate. I mean, gave us time to perk away everything. We could just replenish that. Because we just use that money in there as collateral, but it doesn't come out, it just keeps rejuvenating interest. So, but that's the quickest turnaround. The other one, the bank, wants us to do this. They want to see our audits, which we're not obligated to give them. So, that's the thing on this, and then wait this and that, so it goes to somebody in Tennessee to approve. So,
Right. Now, was there another unit, like an old MoDOT thing in Farmington too, or the two?
there's two of them, but they'll probably rust or be the same way after a few years. But I mean,
Well, they're all gonna rust.
yeah.
It's kind of a given, so, do you have any idea of what the condition of the ones locally are, the ones in Farmington?
I haven't been up there, but I've seen the one driving by it. Not the crew cab one, the other one, it looked okay. And from what I could tell. So,
Did you have an opportunity to talk to any of those guys?
Danny Boyd, no, haven't not.
Nothing.
I left him a message and he messaged me back and told me the price was like 9,500 or 10,000 per unit for those.
Everything working on them?
But yeah, the spreader and everything, so, but they're big. That's the only thing.
Can you use that?
Tandem, it's like using our
Can't
dump,
use it?
army dump truck.
Right, well, why not?
If they're too big, we cannot go to which street, we cannot do that.
Depending on
Like,
the poundage of what the truck weighs, I mean,
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So it's like a way over.
Weighing over
It's
poundage.
more of a highway.
Yeah.
yeah, it's more of a highway vehicle.
All right, well, that kills that
State
then.
street kind of.
yeah. I talked to the guy with the F-250 in Grant City, somebody put a deposit on it yesterday, but they're waiting to hear back, so we're in limbo there. That one had the boss hopper and the
Mm-hmm.
plow, everything, so I'm just waiting to hear back from him if they're gonna get it.
So, we gotta apparently we gotta decide today.
Right.
So we have tomorrow and Saturday to pick it up, so.
Yeah,
So are you down to two or are you down to one then?
really, one, unless we retrofit one, buy a truck and retrofit it, but we're looking at lead time 60 days.
So we don't have time to do that.
Yeah.
All right, so, what's the cost on the two, either one of them?
That one in Arnold you sent me, he's got 4 units left,
Uh,
and they range from 7,900 to 15,000. The other one ranges from, let's see here, I'll pull it up. Cause I don't know if you guys are familiar with everything going on with that one when they hooked it up.
Oh, the white one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, the update on that is that the hydraulics are are not functioning well and the brakes aren't functioning well. So, and last year when it was used it didn't make it up the street to Marion Cliff. Well, there was a question of loss of control on it, which fortunately nothing had happened, but it's, using it now would be really sketchy.
Then it's liability, I would think.
Yeah.
Due to the fact of what's going on with it. Stay away from me. So there's a couple options, but I haven't went and looked at them.
Is that the one from, oh, this is a bank. I
Yeah,
know from the bank that you sent me.
and that 250, that gas engine one, with the plow and spreader on it, he was lower the price.
2.
36 and everything. That's what they, how much they paid for that, Cody? You remember?
I don't know,
What year is it?
2018.
2018.
It booked out just the truck itself at 38 or you seen that, this was the thing, and then,
The one I go with the price one,
yeah,
is the 2018.
yeah, or 60,000 miles.
And it's gas.
Yeah,
And that's a regular pickup.
yeah, F-250.
That had a little mileage. How about, wasn't that the one that had the good report come back on?
That's this
Name?
one. The Carfax, it's this one.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. It was when it's full alone, and then they rotated it out.
And if we go the upper end on the 15,000 from that other place, what does that get us into?
It's gonna get us in the, well, I mean, you won't touch anything without a spreader, or even if like retrofitting your truck and everything. The jump truck down there was 20,000, just a retrofit. Your truck's about 16, my truck's around 13,
To retrofit it
yeah,
with a blade and a spreader,
Yeah.
16,000?
yeah.
All right.
So I called,
So that's roughly half the cost of the 16,000 to put that stuff in?
that's
All right, so that's really half the cost of a new vehicle with, does that 2018 have the spreader on it and all that?
Yeah, it has a spreader,
It has a spreader and a plow.
the
All right.
plow and lights and,
And I guess, has it been in use as a snowplow salt truck?
very short period of time for municipality. It was a government for a parking lot.
What does that mean? It could be a month, it could be,
About a year or two, I mean, if you want to add up the season, that's all they ever used it for was plowing and they put it away.
Is there any assessment of the degree of corrosion that it may have on it, or?
He sent me pictures. There's really not too bad. There's nothing, no real rust, no, rot in the underfitted wells. Interior's clean, it's not tore up.
All right, so this note for 26,000, right? That's the
Yeah.
note alone. For 3 years at 4.9%, that's $780 a month. And 5 years, almost the same rate, is $489, $34 a month. Do we have that degree of leeway in the budget to afford that, to handle it?
I mean, if we're just using it out of the street, probably not, but I mean, if we're gonna be using it for like the water and the sewer, I could probably get it to where we could split it up,
Alright.
yeah, a certain percentage out of each one.
Okay, so financially, we're planning on listing the truck that we do have with Purple Wave, and there's a boat that we have that's a high quality John boat with a trailer that we're gonna list as well. And Adam, what do you foresee the proceeds of that being?
The truck, that's him going from 13 to 20 something, it's low 20s.
Okay.
Boats, it's gonna be what it is.
All right.
The other miscellaneous stuff, you never know.
Yeah, so we have up to $20,000 that we get with Purple Wave. And if, was that guy's bottom dollar price 38 or is it 36?
36. It was at 39, the bank, well, you seen what they booked it at, ABB.
All right, so if it's, I mean, hopefully we could do better than that, than the 36, maybe, you know, in the final crunch. So, so that leaves us with a $16,000 difference. And that would probably be almost, the payments would be almost half of what we proposed. So it would be either, it would be 350 and 40, about $390 a month for 3-year and almost $250 a month if it's 5 years. So that would be definitely more affordable for us. So I guess that's a summary of it. Any other options that we have?
If you guys see anything around,
But that has to, all has to happen tomorrow.
yeah.
Okay, and then in terms of logistics for the municipality, do we have to post this or anything like that to make the public aware, or is this, are we just doing it now?
The capital outlay, I would imagine, it would be considered a capital outlay.
And does that need to be in print, or is this meeting in the film?
Which I'll have to, I mean, I have to post these minutes anyway,
Yeah,
so
so-
it'll be in the minutes.
Tomorrow. Okay.
That's fine.
But if the guy ends up buying that one, I don't know what we're gonna do. We can keep looking, you know,
Yeah, we have to.
Yeah, we'll have to.
so,
Okay,
what we can do.
can you reach him tonight?
I sent a message to him, it's a dealership, so,
Okay. All right, so board members?
I say jump on it when we can,
So we're gonna decide to purchase tonight then, that particular truck?
if you can.
If
Yeah.
we can get it.
Or something of, you know, equal value if that falls through.
yeah. That's up to you guys, is there a motion for procurement and replacement of the snow plow and truck?
You're gonna make that motion?
Yeah, I'll make it. So I'll make a motion to follow through on our decision to list our existing snowplow with Purple Wave and replace it with another vehicle of more recent age, and with the intent to have a vehicle with a plow and spreader, and I guess that's the simplicity of that. And then also in terms of additional benefits to it, the plow and spreader are detachable, so the truck can be used for other issues in the non-snow space.
Meter readings, things like that.
All right, so I make that motion.
Is there a
I'll
second?
second it.
Motion made second, all in favor? Any
Like-
opposed? Sorry, go ahead.
Hmm?
Any opposed? No?
Nate?
Okay. Did you have anything?
I did want to add that we want to make sure that we have that Carfax report when we make this purchase, and we start a new folder for this, and we have a maintenance report that comes out on this vehicle
Yeah.
after we use it each year and then annually, so that we're not duplicating cost or repairs that we, haven't done before, I think, in the past. We've taken something in and found out that, we have to pay for something again. But to start with a clean report for us, good place to start. And then when we start working on our budget, we can not only put in the payments that we need to make, but look at the maintenance of that thing too, what we need to do each year to keep it up.
Yeah.
For sure. Washing that salt off of it and, all those things.
It's important.
And I can get the Carfax email to you guys, if you would like.
Yeah.
And April
Well, via group text is
Yeah.
probably the best, so that we can all respond that we read it and acknowledge it.
Okay. anything else you guys wanna talk about?
Eric wanted me to bring up the salt.
Okay.
He just said that Tony still has salt, but it's going quickly. So we need to get some.
We got like a pallet and a half. I think it was 240 a skid with 50 bags. So rock salt. So can we take that out of the?
I mean, that would have to come out of the street fund, because it's used
Street
for
fund.
just, yeah, it's used
Only
for just
streets.
streets. So
And then
that would
no
have to.
special tax. Can't help with that.
Is there kind of, some kind of science that we follow that we understand when to salt, when to treat, wait till the storm's over with, treat before the storm comes? Looks like to me we're getting hit one way and hit another, and, you know, how we best use the salt, I mean, is there?
There's a ratio, but I mean,
He's talking about timing.
Yeah.
You know, like if you, on radar, if you see you have freezing rain and ice moving in, you immediately go into salting, you know, the key intersections, bottom of the hills, or, you know, the tops, curves and stuff like that.
I would think it would be feasible, you know, that does it with brine.
But we, I mean,
Who makes those calls?
Frankie, Cody probably.
Yeah, but with the past, we've only plowed certain roads, we can't be just doing certain roads.
Mhm.
We got taxpayers that pay for that, so we just can't pick and choose. They can get the emergency routes and everything, the hills first, and then hit the secondaries.
Mhm. With salt or plow or
Yeah.
what.
With the cinders that we have.
Yeah,
Right, and is there a list written, you know, like this happens first, these are the emergency routes, these are the primary, secondary, tertiary streets that are done?
not that I'm aware of, I know there's an EMA book, but I mean, it's so old, it's in the 90s. So,
Well, we probably, I mean, that's another thing to do post this storm, so that that's kind of lined out, and then everybody, all the residents know what happens first, so they're apprised of the situation.
yeah. I mean, Frankie's there, if you wanna ask him, maybe he knows.
Hey Frankie, when you salt or plow, what are your primary, secondary, and tertiary routes? You know, when you lay stuff?
Normally our primaries are gonna be like Marion Cliff, because that's a high residential nursing home, well, veteran home.
Yeah,
And then the snow route, anyway, that's normally what we do.
and what about the hills, like?
Well, Pine Street Hill, yeah, but that's not considered a snow route. I mean, snow route's over at Kaufman and goes up on top of the hill. Anyways, and then Marion Cliff, just in case emergency purposes, we gotta get up the hill, or, you know, ambulance or us.
Okay. All right, and then what, do you have secondary and tertiary then, or is it just primary, the snow routes and then everything else?
Yeah, I mean, normally we take care of the snow route, Marion Cliff first, and then we hit everything else. Anyways, well, I mean, basically it's the snow route, Marion Cliff, and then Bartle's Industrial Drive for the fire department to get out if we have to. So anyways, that's normally the primary.
Okay.
Anyways, and then the rest of it, we go behind and hit everything else.
And what, in town, what's the snow route? Is it 3rd Street or is it 61 is gonna be the county, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the state there, the 61, but, I mean, Kaufman Drive up to 7th Street is the snow route, to get up on top of that hill. I mean, Pine Street, we do secondary, whenever we get done doing the main stuff first.
And when you say Marion Cliff, you're including like from 2nd Street around the curve?
All the way up,
And Cemetery Road, no, because it,
Cemetery Road, I don't touch until after the fact. I mean, we do, like I said, we do 4th Street Hill all the way up to Marion Cliff, and then do the snow route, fire department, and then normally while I'm up there, I hit this subdivision, and then work our way back down through, so.
okay.
So Frank, I have a question, because I'm not I don't have the skill set that you have as far as this goes, but, so what happens when we have these storms like this? We, got the sleet coming in first, and then, within 24 hours, we have this big snow coming in next. And do we treat the roads first and then, for the ice, and then afterwards we plow, or
Well,
and then we
mainly-
salt, or how does that work?
Mainly, the purpose with that is, if we have rain coming in, it's just gonna wash the treatment off.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Anyway, now, if we are getting sleet, heavy or whatever, then we can start treating the roads, to hopefully break it up by the time we get ready to start plowing. But trying to treat the roads, we're just gonna waste material trying to treat them if we get rain on top of it too, because it's just gonna wash it
Yeah, I
off.
would think that. I was wondering who makes those calls and who watches that weather.
Well, I mean,
I'm sure that it happens.
basically, monitoring the roads.
Yeah.
That's the only way you can really do it.
Yeah.
Anyways, and watching the weather forecast of what's coming in at us. But we did that one year where I went to go pre-treat the roads, and anyway, they said it was freezing rain and sleet coming in first, and then the snow. But anyway, we started pre-treating the roads, and we just got rain, and it washed it off, so we lost, material costs of,
So that's what I was asking. So someone's watching that then?
yeah.
And, because I know that. And so after that happens, if another snow comes along, after that, we've already treated the roads, and, but the snow comes along after that, then we're gonna plow that. We plow
Yeah.
the snow out of the way.
Yeah.
So maybe you can do the little salt after that. Salt's ready to put
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, the main thing is if the sleet's coming in, what we normally try to do is, if it's ice coming in, normally try to put cinders on the road first. And we try not to add the salt with it.
Yeah.
We try to put the cinder down to give it traction. We might add in some salt, but the calcium, we don't like adding right off the bat, because that's the cost of that calcium.
Yeah.
It's higher than salt and cinders, so.
There's a lot more to it than just buying a snow plow and a spreader, and we have to get the salt, and we have to treat everything. So I was asking about if there was a science to that, or some type of routine that we'd follow. It seems like you've got that down. And besides the fact that I'd like to see us watch the maintenance on the truck, after we get it, make sure it's cleaned up after each season. So that lasts.
And then cinders were good on.
Yeah, we're good on.
Yeah, we're good on cinders. Me and Adam was talking about that the other day. We're sitting here in a lot of the county road districts and stuff, and cinders, are good, but the cost of it, you're better off to go around and buy bulk and sand and mix them. Anyway, that's what we do up there in St. John, it's salt and sand. It's basically cinders. It's, really gritty sand. It's not like fine sand. But your cinders, and I noticed a lot of times whenever we get our cinders, they have so much big bulk debris in it, and it won't go through our grate on the truck. We got half the time, if you go down there after we get done doing snow, you'll see it looks like rocks, and it's actually wasn't grounded up, or when they send it through the conveyor, and the crusher, it didn't crush it up. So anyways, but it's a lot cheaper to just do the sand in bulk, because we got the lean-to down there with 2 bays where we could put salt on one side, cover it up with tarp, and cinders on the other side, or sand on the other side. But right now, the way we do it is we got the cinder / sand, whatever you want to call it, down there, and then I have bags of salt that I have to put in, that we have, anyway, because we never got bulk salt before. So, anyway, but I think it'd be a lot more efficient with bulk salt, in the cinders. Since you got a tractor, you can mix both of them.
Yeah, every year is different, every winter is different. It's just, we were talking about this earlier before the meeting, and watching this weather thing come in, and I was looking at all the variables. It could be a long cold spell after we have ice, and it doesn't allow the ice to melt. But then again, if the air is dry, it's a different situation. And, so it's a lot to.
And that's where the calcium comes involved in. If we go down below a certain temp, we put the calcium on it and around to help melt it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
We won't be above freezing for maybe 4 or 5 days there, it looks like.
Yeah. Your salt, it turns around and it melts stuff at 5 degrees. So anything below that, that's what the calcium is for.
Yeah.
But then after you get so low on calipers on temperature on, negatives, nothing works.
Yeah.
I mean, so,
Yeah,
Let's hope that.
so Frankie, are you wanting to get some salt, bulk, loose?
we can get bulk. I mean, that's
two
probably,
skids and just bust them up and dump them?
yeah, I mean, we got the bags in here right now. I mean, if for this go around, if it comes down to it. I mean, I don't, they change the forecast so many times now, so I don't know what we're getting. I'm waiting till right then and there to see what we're getting. So,
Alright, yeah, I didn't know, I know we had that other stuff, so I didn't know if we needed to get bulk or get it from Tony. Cause he's got some, like with 50 bags of pallets of rock salt, so.
Yeah.
240 or 250 a kid, I don't know what that equals out to be. But, okay.
I mean, like I told you too, our dump truck, we could go to Ready Mix and get the sand
Yeah,
ourselves. You could probably call, Bowman or whatever, because that's normally who hauls our cinders.
yeah.
I mean, call them to go to, St. Louis or whatever, if it, St. Louis Minerals or whatever it is, where the salt is up there.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm to get bulk salt.
Yeah.
And I mean, one tandem load of bulk salt, we're saying that should last us, for the whole year, unless we get a wild snow,
Well, it looks like this has happened with this, before we were just talking about winters, but now we're talking, we have a specific storm coming in, but it's like to me by Sunday, something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So we gotta get to work on all of that, I guess, for this next couple of days.
Anything else about it?
And I am gonna apologize, we are amending, I am apologizing. I didn't realize it said call for the order by Carl Wyatt, and it's supposed to be Adam Beckett on the agenda. That's my fault, I'm sorry.
Get it out.
Anybody have anything they wanna bring up? Randy, or you, or who you?
Wyatt Sailor.
Wyatt Sailor, you got anything you wanna speak about? About your property?
I got questions about what, this card.
That's what I'm asking, that's why you just said no, but now I'm asking you to say yes.
Okay.
So, what is your question, what you need?
So, I need an occupancy permit to live there, correct?
Correct.
How would I go about doing that?
You have to come down and set up an appointment with me.
Okay, do you have a list of requirements for it to pass that I can get?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you come down tomorrow and get it? I don't have one printed off.
I noticed the hours is until 3 o'clock. I don't get off work until 3.
Okay. I might have one printed off, let me look after the meeting. I'll get one for you.
Okay. And then about construction permits.
Are you planning on renovating? Cause that's not grandfathered anymore.
Well, the farthest I'm planning on going with it is taking all the crap out of it, painting the walls, and just cleaning it. I mean, I'm not yanking the trailer or gutting the walls or nothing like that.
Just, and then I guess you gotta do inspection too, it's gotta meet what, 2016 International Building Code? Yeah. And then deposits too, right?
Yeah, you'll have to have a meter deposit, so we'll have to get you a meter.
Okay.
And then your occupancy permit,
Which, I mean, it's not ready for that yet,
and then I think that's the only two, isn't there?
What's that?
Occupancy permit and the meter deposit. to move in.
And then as long as taxes are all paid.
And you have to make sure the taxes and stuff are paid on.
but yeah, I need to pay. Okay, last year, I've got this year.
Taxes and that new size of design if they try to do any add-ons.
Well, if he does any add-ons and stuff to existing, he has to have a building permit.
Cause it's been there forever, so I didn't know.
So if you build anything to it, like if you wanna build a front porch or build it, make it bigger or whatever, you'll have to come down and get a
So
building
if I want
permit.
to go to Home Depot and buy a shed, I need a permit for that.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
And Was there, I'm sorry, you acquired a property here in town?
Yes, it's 804 4th Street.
Okay. Were there some propane tanks missing there that shouldn't have been missing, or
Missing? No,
stolen, perhaps?
I don't think so.
Well, there was when I was over there pulling the meter, because they sterilized them. Actually, I'll see if Stretch's next door, I think he's got the information on that. Because there was propane hooked up.
And was there a motorcycle or something stolen from their property?
It was removed,
Removed?
yeah, without authorization, which that's felony on their own. Let's see here. But Stretch will have everything. Oh, over here. Hey, we do. Okay. Alright, I was just wondering, so. Hey, did you figure out about the propane tanks, the motorcycle and everything on some 804 4th Street? No. Did you try to make contact with the new owner?
He's still here.
Okay. Well, he's here at the meeting now, so that's why I was letting you know. So I just didn't know where you were on the case. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. How you doing? But I guess there were landmark tanks missing. Now, what kind of shit over there?
So whenever the Pritchards were evicted, the sheriffs made it sound to me like what they left behind became mine.
Negative, that's against state law, and I was on the phone with Finch whenever you were there, so do not try that with me. You have to mail them by law
Okay.
a notice for their things, and you allow somebody to come on there and take not only somebody else's property, but you allow them to take and steal other things. You have to, and me as a landlord and Kathy as a landlord, know this. You have to do rights. They have that right. You can't do forceful eviction and just throw it out. You can be sued, you can be different. Bianca and all that ain't gonna save you from state statute. Because you can be arrested because of accessory.
And nobody informed me of that.
It's state law, it's pretty simple. I mean, you seem to be pretty good at it on casement, so maybe Bianca can give you some reference on that. Because now, you were there when this stuff came up missing, and you allowed it to go off. So, the things better come up, because there's already a case open.
Okay.
So, do you have any other questions? Because Chief Irvin would like to speak with you if you knew who was over there. I got an idea, but I'm not going to make any assumptions.
Okay, so I'm in contact with the people who were previously inhabiting it. What kind of timeline do I have to give them to get their things?
A certified letter, okay, or by some kind of form of notarized or say 30 days of service. Does that make sense?
So how do I get a certified letter? I'm not sure what that,
You write out, hey, you have 30 days from your eviction date, it even says on there on state statute to get that. Then after 30 days, if you do not hear from them or anything, it's called a forfeiture. Then you can do as you please.
okay.
But you just can't just roll in and start doing that. Major no.
Okay.
I mean,
Bad manners.
do it.
I mean, if you could imagine, if you were, flip the coin, if someone acquired a property you were in, evicted you, and then didn't give you an opportunity to remove your contents from there, it's just piss poor bad manners.
I understand. Well, the whole reason that I went through with the forceful eviction in the first place is because they had a previous eviction date and they refused to leave.
Okay.
So you're a landlord?
I'm not trying to be a landlord, I'm trying to get in there and fix it so I can live in it.
But the court documents that we brought down to me here said you were a landlord of that property for a year.
If
So
you
which
mean,
one is it?
if you mean I bought it the previous year, but I
It
hadn't
says
done it.
they owed you rent and everything else, so you perjured yourself on the court. This is- It says you, the landlord, and they owed you money. So that makes you a landlord, right? I'm
I
pretty
do
sure.
not have a lease agreement with them, that's why I had to take them to court.
I understand that, but you just told me you're not a landlord. But yet you told the court that you are. To get the beneficial of forcible eviction and everything else. And you just admitted a forcible eviction. This is ridiculous. And then people ransacking and stealing things. We don't work like that here. I don't know how you work or where you're from, but we don't work like that here. This ain't those good old boy times anymore.
Okay.
The law's the law. I mean, you can go to any RSMO on renters. There's some right over there now, you know? So it's just, I'm sure you know who's been over there. So I guess Chief Urban will talk to you on that, because he's already filed a report code. So, but you still gotta get your permits and everything.
Okay.
And then do everything like that. And if it don't pass, then what do we condemn it? If it's not able to be fixed,
If it's not able to be fixed,
or
then
meet code,
I'll have to condemn it.
no. So, alright. So yes, you have to get your permits, everything has to be done right.
You have to do your permits and stuff before you can even move in. It has to pass code, it has to pass, and the inspection has to pass all the
Yeah.
codes
I'm
and
not
everything else before you
ready to
can.
move in yet, I'm just trying to get it ready.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see if I could get a list, that way I knew what I had to do.
Yeah, and it's 20, it's building code, which is 2016 International Building Code.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we have the ordinances over here, you can come in anytime it's open, and it'll try to break it down, even to the minute GFC operators.
Yeah.
So, but, you wanna hang around, or you wanna talk to the chief, Urban, when he gets here, that's fine, he just wanna know where the tanks and the other things are. So, because some of them belong to the gas company,
Okay.
they release material, so.
And I apologize, that's not how I wanted to go about doing things, and I honestly did not know. Because the way that it sounded to me is when I talked off to the side with one of the police officers that was there, and they told me that it was a civil matter and it was up to me whether they come back and get their stuff.
It is, but we have laws in the city, deputies can't enforce our laws,
Okay.
we enforce our own laws.
They never brought that up to me.
I talked to the deputy Finch that day of what happened, because he called me, and he knows and explained it to you. But you're there, you just didn't listen to the deputy Finch. So, because I explained, like he did, they can't force our city laws, but we sure can.
Okay.
And you said, okay. So, you have any other questions or anything?
Nope.
All right, hopefully we can get back on the right feet. And hopefully we can find what's missing, and who took it. So if you wanna hang out till Chief Urban gets here and talk to him, that's your prerogative. I can't tell you which way to go.
Okay.
So,
All right, any other business?
no,
All right, so on that note, I make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
motion made, second, all in favor, all opposed.
And we still have a meeting next Thursday, right?
Yeah, our monthly